Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Crawdaddy Stacks. As I promised in my last video, I'm going to go over a few channel goals in this video, some stacking goals, a challenge to myself, so to speak, um, and just show you some storage um, options that I've decided to go with um, for my silver rounds. And I believe it was, I cannot recall, maybe it was Silver Serpents. I'm sorry, I'm not going to call no names because I just don't remember who done the video on this first part yet. Um, but when it comes to storing rounds, they had a goal to fill up one of these pouches, cases, I should say. I think got upside down. Yep, I did. So I went out and I found this off Amazon, and it's going to be a little challenge goal to myself. I'm in the process now of converting some of my rounds over that I have, not nearly all of them. It's kind of tedious and a pain in the rear to get them out of those capsules that I have them in. But this is something I picked up off Amazon for relatively cheap, and I'm going to store all my little 1 ounce rounds / coins in there. And hopefully have this thing filled up one day. These here are empty. This is how it comes. And then it has the little plastic, or excuse me, the little rings sizes in there. The black ring plague, as Kansas Kid likes to call it. But because each round is, normally a different size, there's the koi and the fish. But it's really easy. Like, see, that one's a little bit smaller, so I believe. No, it's about the same size. I know I got some in here that's a little smaller that I've had to adapt with, but I'm not going to go through them all right now. Right there's one of them, matter of fact. That's old Philharmonic. It's smaller diameter than some of those other rounds and coins that I got. But a little bit of a goal myself to get this thing filled and stored all nice and neat. Don't tread on me. Very nice round there. One of my favorites there. That's pretty cool. Boston Tea Party. I think a lot of people like those rounds there. Heritage of America. But that's my goal for storage for my rounds / coins, bullion, or whatnot. And I'm going to get that thing filled up one day. It'll be a long time because my finances aren't wealthy by no means, but little by little, I will get that thing filled up. And maybe, who knows, 2-3 years down the road, I'll post a video. We'll probably be able to do it telepathically by then. Who knows the way technology's going and things. But I'll get that thing filled up sooner rather than later, I hope. Also, I've mentioned in my videos before about my goal to get every one of the Silver Eagles in my date, in the dates order, from 86 all the way to modern, and just keep adding to it as they come. I believe FG has a folder similar to this one for his bullion rounds on his World Coin videos. So in his World Coin book, he has his little chips that he 3D prints out, which I wish I had a 3D printer because I could do some of mine. But I think I've come up with a solution and I'll do an updated video when I got that. I've ordered some things off Amazon to help. But this is how I'm going to store my date run, so to speak, of Silver Eagles. I already have some. I already got, I believe, 17 total. My 86, starting with 86, and I have 1999 right here, and then I have 2001 right here on the first page, and then on the second page we have 06, that'll be 07, and we have 08, 09, 10, 2011 I need, 2012, 2013, 14, 15, then we have 16 and 17, which I have. 17, 18, I don't have. 19, I have. Excuse me, that's I think I missed one. Yeah, this would be 1920. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 I have. 21 I do have, but it is in my slab here. So I'm not going to take it out of the slab. So what I might do is I might get me a chip made up for 2021 temporarily. And then eventually I want to get a 21 loose that I can put in the capsule and put in here, because I do want all these filled just to make it look neat. So that would be my 21. And then 22 I also have, but it's also in a slab. I got MS70 first day issue from NGC. And so I would have to put a slab in this one too, or chip in that one too for temporarily. I'm about to knock everything over because I got to get this in view. So that's where 22 would go. Then I have 23, 24, and of course 25. And then the back page is just going to be filled up as they release. And then I have another binder folder that can be filled as well. So for my Silver Eagles, that is my goal, to get this book filled with each and every date of my Silver Eagles in a date run, so to speak, inspired a little bit by FG. Now, the main reason for this video, other than I have a Poucho on the way, the Poucho craze is going crazy, and I have one on the way. However, it's not going to be one like everybody else has, because I have to be different. I don't want to be the same. And as much as I would like to support Fish and use his link to purchase one off of Amazon, I found one that's a little bit more suiting to my likes, my interest, other than a rat. I really like the shark. He done a video, Fish done a video. If you know, you know, done a video about the shark. That's nice. I looked at that one and I almost pulled the trigger on that one. Didn't have the funds on it, but that's the one I really wanted until I come across the one that I found that I said, that's me. That's the one I'm going to get. So when it comes in, I will be doing a Poucho release video for my fractional gold. I'll probably throw my platinum in there. I got this 1 gram of platinum. That's the only platinum I have. By the way, if you haven't seen Fish's video on the palladium, check that out. Check out If You Know You Know's latest video on that palladium. That was an amazing, amazing piece of precious metal right there. Coin, bullion. That thing was beautiful. I'd love to have one of those. Once again, my funds don't dictate that at this time. So what I really was inspired by FG Stacker was his World Book collection. I'm not into world coins so much, but I am into US coins. And my goal originally was to do the commemoratives, $50, to get me an album, which I got, and it is right here, and have this thing filled with commemorative $50, each and every one. That's what I wanted. I started out, I got the Columbian Expo, the very first one made. Got my list made of how many there were, and I tell you what, there's quite a few of them, which I was like, okay, that's going to fill my book up. So I made sure to get a book that had enough pages to hold each and every coin. Then I started my search on trying to acquire these coins, and my soul, this might be the cheapest one they made, and it's the first one, which makes absolutely no sense to me. How is the very first commemorative $50 made one of the cheapest? Some of these are going for $200-$300. There's others out there that are kind of cheap. I think like the Booker T. Washington's pretty cheap. Stone Mountain ain't too bad. That'll be the next one I get, because I've just wanted that one from the get-go anyhow. But some of them, y'all, I can't afford, and I can't see myself paying that much for a commemorative $50 at this time. Maybe eventually I can come across some deals and try to find some better and start a collection. And I still might try to start that album. And it's just going to take me years and years to try to complete it. That's a collection that would take me years and years, without a doubt. It would take me years and years. So I got to thinking, what could I use this album for that's budget friendly, that old crawdaddy can afford. It's not going to put a strain on our finances. And at the same time, it's going to be a nice collection of silver coins and also a nice way to add to the stack. I got to thinking. I had one of these that was given to me by my good friend at work, and this is what I'm going to shoot for. These is the United States 50 quarter silver proof set, from I believe 1999 to 2009. They did a series of these. So this is my goal. I want to fill this book with one each of these albums. I mean, of these quarters. I'm gonna put them in flips. Get them put in the book as I get them. I already have 2 more sets on the way, and that shouldn't take me too long. I should be able to accomplish that within a year, I would think. Hopefully less than that. I'm going to shoot for a goal of 6 months, but I don't know if I can pull that off quite yet. But I'm going to pause the video right now, and I'm going to get these into flips. I'm going to get them in my book, and then I'll be right back with y'all. Y'all hang tight. Alrighty, that didn't take long, did it? I bet it was like that for y'all. I got my quarters and my flips. I got them in the book temporarily. I'm gonna have to figure out 2 options. Originally, I was thinking about putting them each page in date sequential order, like all the 1999s on one page, 2000 on another page, and so on and so forth. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, just because of the way it's set up. This book is set up 6 coins per page. It holds 60. There's 10 pages that hold 60. So that would leave a blank on each page, and I would not have enough spots in the album to actually have a dedicated page per date. So I think what I'm going to end up having to do is just put all the states in alphabetical order. And then, of course, the last series, the 2009 series, I believe it is, was the actually 6 quarters of the territories, the islands. I think Puerto Rico. I can't think of all the little territories we got, but they have all the territory quarters in the last year's run. So temporarily, this is kind of what it's going to look like in my album. I have each coin in flips with the state facing outward. Texas and Wisconsin and Michigan and Iowa was my first set. I should have put that one over here, I guess. But I'll go through, and I got to go do some figuring out of the alphabetical order of states. And much like in my Silver Eagle book, I'm going to have chips made up of each state and each page that I would need to fill in. Right now, these are the only 5 I have, and let me tell you, it broke my heart to break them out of that capsule, because I was never ever planning on doing that. I was going to leave them in the capsule. My friend Bob gave it to me simply because I live in Florida, and he knew I wanted the Florida State quarter proof, and so he gave me that set back when I first started stacking. So it really did kill me to bust them out of the capsule. But I think what I'll do is I'll probably end up getting a second set of the 2004s and just leave them in the capsule that way. And then these will be in my book, and then I'll have a set of just the 2004 with Florida still in the capsule, the original government capsule. But that's my plan. I want to get these filled in as quick as possible. It's going to be a fun challenge. It's going to be an amazing accomplishment to me when I get it filled. And as my sets come in, as I order them, I'll be doing my state quarters run album videos. So thank y'all for tuning in again. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you don't mind, give me a like, subscribe, share this video. We have some new content creators out there. Y'all look them up as well. Let's get these small channel mafia channels up and going. Give us some support, and we truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. So until next time, God bless you. Crawdaddy Stacks is out.